All right, let's get right into it. We're in chapter 22 of The Giver, and this is where everything changes for Jonas. The perfect world he left behind is colliding with a much, much harsher reality. And it all boils down to one massive question. What is freedom really worth?
I mean, think about that for a second. This one sentence is the whole story of this chapter. He's in pain, he's terrified, but he's also feeling something incredible, something that was totally impossible back home. This exquisite happiness is the fuel in his tank, you know? It's what keeps him going, even when it feels like the world is literally falling apart around him.
So Jonas and Gabriel are officially on their own. And right away, the world itself starts to feel different. That perfect, controlled sameness he grew up with, it's gone. And you can see it, you can feel it in the actual landscape around them.
And the trade-offs hit him right away. I mean, it's a stark comparison. He traded those perfectly smooth, predictable roads for bumpy, dangerous paths. He swapped total, absolute safety for real freedom. Predictability for, well, for whatever is hiding around the next corner. It's not some abstract idea. It's a very real exchange of one life for another. And then, reality hits him. Hard. The bike crashes. Back home, an injury like this, it's no big deal. You get a little salve, the pain's gone. But out here, it's just pain. Real, raw pain from a twisted ankle and bleeding knees. And that's the brutal lesson, isn't it? There's no one to fix this for him. And it's right then he realizes, oh man, Gabriel's life is 100% in his hands now. But here's the thing. This new world isn't just about pain and scraped knees. It's also a place of just absolute wonder. For the very first time, Jonas is seeing nature for what it is. Unfiltered, wild, and just unbelievably beautiful. It all comes at him in this amazing rush. A waterfall, deer, wildflowers. At one point, Gabriel points and yells, "Plane!" And you can just imagine the sheer terror that grips Jonas. But it's not a search plane. It's a bird. A bird. Something he's only ever seen in a memory. And that fear just melts away into pure awe. He's seeing a world that's so much more alive than he ever could have imagined. And this just sums it up perfectly. Every single turn in the road is a new discovery. This sense of awe, this feeling of wonder. That's what those exquisite moments of happiness are all about. He's not just safe anymore. He's finally, truly alive. But that feeling of awe doesn't last. It gets replaced by a fear that's a whole lot more basic, more relentless. The food they packed is gone. And for the first time in his entire life, Jonas is staring down the very real possibility of starvation. His whole life, food just showed up. Now, he's on his knees by a stream trying to catch a fish with his bare hands and just failing. The difference is just jarring. He's got all this amazing freedom, but he has absolutely no clue how to survive in it. And the way he finally gets a meal is just brutal and primitive. He has to actually invent a tool, right? A makeshift net out of Gabriel's blanket. And after who knows how many tries, he catches 2 tiny fish. There's no stove, no knife. He just hacks them apart with a rock, and they eat the raw pieces. This is survival at its most basic level, a million miles away from the life he used to know. And then it hits him. He remembers being a kid and getting told off for saying he was starving. You know, the speaker saying, "You have never been starving. You will never be starving." The community made the word meaningless because they got rid of the feeling. But now he gets it. He understands what that word really truly means. So this gnawing hunger, this physical pain, it forces him to really ask himself the tough question. Did he screw up? Did he make the wrong choice? Was the mum's safety of the community actually better than this? And this is the debate going on in his head. On the one hand, if he'd stayed, he wouldn't be physically hungry. But he'd be starving for other things, right? For feelings, for love, for color. And here's the kicker, the most important thing. If he had stayed, Gabriel would have been released. Gabriel wouldn't have a life at all. This is the big light bulb moment for him. He gets that there are different kinds of starvation. Yeah, the physical hunger is awful. But the emotional, spiritual starvation back in the community, that was its own kind of death. And that's the conclusion he comes to, this powerful, simple line. When you actually weigh a life of emotional emptiness and Gabriel's certain death against a chance,
even a painful, starving chance at a real life with real love, well, it's not a choice at all, is it? He had to do it. So now his mind is made up. He's resolved. But of course, that's when the journey gets even harder. It's like the world itself is now testing him, pushing him and Gabriel right to the very edge. He's seen hills and rain before, sure, but only in memories. In the memories, they were nice, pleasant. The reality is just miserable. He's weak, his ankle is killing him, and now they're soaked, cold, and can't get dry. The physical toll is just getting heavier and heavier. Yeah, those simple, happy moments of discovery, they're over. The world itself just seems to be turning against them. And then comes this absolutely heartbreaking moment. Through this whole insane, terrifying journey, Gabriel has been quiet. But now, cold and hungry and just miserable, he starts to cry. And for the first time on this trip, so does Jonas. But the book is so clear about why he's crying. It's not for himself. It's not because he's cold or hungry. He's weeping because he's afraid. He's terrified that he can't save Gabriel anymore. His own survival is irrelevant now. It's all about this little baby he's trying so desperately to protect. And that's what this whole thing leaves us with, right? It's the central question of the chapter, maybe of the whole book. Jonas chose a meaningful life, a life with love and color and real choices over a safe one. But that meaning comes with a terrible price tag: pain, fear, suffering. So it leaves you wondering, what is the true price of a life that actually means something? And is it a price that's always worth paying?